of some of the guard and some of the new generation being brought in. The performances have been heading in the right direction, but this is a time where results matter above all else. The road to Russia begins right here, right now. It's Canada, Dominica, it's live, and it's next.
Hi everyone, Gavin Day coming to you from Windsor Park in Roseau, Dominica, where tonight it all gets going. The long road to the 2018 World Cup in the CONCACAF region gets underway as Canada's men's national team plays Dominica in the first of a two-leg series. Without further ado, we'll get things started with the lineups. First, for the hosts, Dominica. In goalkeeper, they have Glenson Prince. He plays in Trinidad and Tobago. There is Hubert Prince on the back line. There, Kervin Lawrence is another one. He has 8 caps and 1 goal. He's 26 years old. Egbert Walsh and Malcolm Joseph. Their midfield is made up with Glenworth Ellisy, who scored against the British Virgin Islands in their previous World Cup qualifiers. Josley Prince, Chad Bertrand, Sidney Lockhart, and Brielle Thomas, with Julian Wade, the lone man, up front. We're going to pause briefly here for the starting lineups.
For the national anthem of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
And now the starting 11 for Team Canada, and of course head coach Benito Floro. In goal, Milan Borjan, who's just signed with Ludogorets in Bulgaria. A return for him to a club where he played at briefly. On defense, on the right side, Nick Ledgerwood in the center of defense, Adam Straith and Mandre Carr James. James returning home to the country of his birth. And then on the left side, there is Carl Ouimet from the New York Red Bulls of Major League Soccer. Right in front of them will be Samuel Piet, and then another midfield four as Canada goes to the usual 4-1-4-1 formation. On the right side, Tosaint Ricketts. In the midfield, in the middle of that midfield four is Julian de Guzman and Russell Tybert. And then on the left is a name that will make very many Canadians happy, Tesho Akindele. He will be cap-tied to Canada with this performance here today. Up front, Kyle Laren, very much a man in form with Orlando City SC in his rookie year in Major League Soccer. He has 5 goals already in 11 appearances. We are just about set to get underway. Looks like everything has been wrapped up. Dominica coached by Shane Marshall, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out right away that Dominica is not the Dominican Republic. Just leaving that out there. Dominican Republic shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti. Dominica is a very small island unto itself. About 70,000 people live here. A very lush green jungle for the most part, except for a few spot residences. Here we are in Roseau, the capital. Most of the people live here, and as always in the Caribbean, we've had our brief stay here, but most of the people have been very, very nice. You walk around and people start conversations with you. Canada just got in late yesterday. They took a charter from Orlando. It was a bit late in getting away, so they trained here later on in the evening for their match day -1 training session. They're staying right on the water in Roseau, and to get to the airport, it took about an hour into Roseau. Not that long of a drive, but some very windy roads and up and down the mountains as it's a very volcanic island here. Canada playing in red will get us underway. Dominica in green. The nickname for Dominica is the Nature Boys. I don't see any confused wrestling fans here, but with the blow of the whistle, we are underway. And immediately Canada in possession. Ledgerwood to James. Piet over to the left-hand side. Expect Canada to maintain a lot of the possession. Canada the favorites here today as Ouimet knocks it forward. De Guzman, nice tackle there. There's Ouimet. Piet. Ledgerwood on the right. Canada going side to side. First of a two-leg series here in Dominica. Second leg, of course, at BMO Field, June 16th. Looking forward to see as many people out there as possible as we get on the road to the Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup. Ball out of play. Dominica throw. Kervin Lawrence looks to take the throw. A quick free kick there as it looks like James was called for a foul on Julian Wade. Stands are filling in here in Dominica. Dominica beat the British Virgin Islands in the last round to get here in another home and away series. Both games, though, were played here as the Virgin Islands Stadium wasn't ready. And I was told it was packed. It's still rather sparsely populated right now, but there are still people coming in as there's the free kick taken. And it goes right out of bounds. No trouble whatsoever, and it'll be a gold kick for Canada. Busy summer for the men. Gold Cup coming up in July. Canada in a group with El Salvador, Jamaica, and Costa Rica. As Ledgerwood goes long through the middle, Akindele tries to flick on. There's nobody there. But Ouimet with a nice ball now. Ouimet once again. Straith. Adam Straith missed the last camp in March with a knee injury. He's healthy now, playing with Fredrikstad in Norway. Now on the right-hand side, Ricketts. Cuts toward the middle, lays it off to Piet. Straith. Ouimet. Akindele. Nice little quick passes here. Comes to Ouimet on the left side. Goes up towards Tybert. Cross ball. Headed partially clear, not out. Piet's on the end of it. Lays it off. Had some space to shoot, opted to go to Ouimet instead. Now here comes Tybert. Tybert into the area, cuts it back. And it's on the right there. It looks like it's held on. Ricketts had a couple stabs at it. And Glenson Prince hangs on. Early salvo for Canada. Ideally, Canada would like to go in with a few goals so that the second leg in Toronto is a bit more comfortable. There is a gulf in the difference in these two. It's a free kick to Dominica, as Egbert Walsh will take. False starts and then comes back. This is normally a cricket pitch. You can see the spots in the middle that are brown where the bowling would take place. Grass is low. It's very low cut. It's a hard surface, so the ball is going to roll quite a bit today. Across the back line, Dominica knocks it forward. Ledgerwood clears it out, up towards Laren. Laren turns, finds Rickett on the outside. Ricketts finds Laren on the overlap. Laren's in space, and it's 1-0. Kyle Laren played through all alone. There's goal number 2 for Canada, for Kyle Laren, and that's the early goal Canada wanted just a few minutes in. Flag stayed down. Dominica wanted a offside call given. Nothing given there, though. And just like that, Laren gives Canada the lead. Continuing the form he's played over the last little bit in Orlando. Canada was training at Orlando City's training ground the last couple days, so Laren very much at home. Dominica gets us back underway. As Canada wrapped up a morning session the other day, Orlando was just starting, and as Laren and the rest made their way to the bus, Laren's teammate gave him a nice little round of applause as he made his way off. And Canada once again on the march. Akindele inside, Tybert. Dominica clears it out for a Canadian throw-in deep in Dominica's end. That's goal number 2 for Kyle Laren. Picked up the first one against Puerto Rico in March. As Ouimet now on the left side, into the middle. De Guzman. Ouimet crossed in. Headed, cleared, not all the way out though, as Piet slows it down and knocks it back towards James. Ledgerwood goes long. Laren fends off a defender, but Dominica partially clears once again, but again, not all the way out. Now finally cleared all the way. And Straith right back in possession, though. Canada enjoying a lot as Dominica can't all the way back. Once again, Canadians clear. Dominica with the throw. Looks like Lawrence will take it again. Moving slowly up the field into the Canadian half. Flicked on. Cleared by Ledgerwood. Controlled by Laren, not well enough. And it's held on, but Canada back in possession. De Guzman to Ricketts here. Can he turn on the Jets here? Ricketts has pace. Gets around one. Has a go, and it's saved by Glenson Prince. Nice turn of pace from Ricketts. Tybert takes. In towards the middle. Ball's loose. Down goes Laren, nothing given except a goal kick. Dangerous set piece from Canada there. And Glenson Prince has a time to take some of the pressure off. If the first few minutes have been any indication, he'll be under quite a bit of pressure this evening. Hot during the day here, obviously, in the Caribbean, but it's cooled off nicely. I'm sure the players down on the field wouldn't agree with me. They're going to be quite hot at the end of this one, but up here we have a gentle breeze. And there's a cross into the middle, cleared away by Ledgerwood. And now it's a free kick to Canada. Tybert. James. Ledgerwood. Into the middle to Piet. Straith. Knocked long towards Ricketts in space. He goes back, crossed into the middle. It's overhit, but it's towards Tybert. Tybert now one-on-one. We met on the overlap, but Tybert has the ball taken away from him. But not fully cleared. Dominica having trouble either staying in possession or being forceful in clearing the ball out. As Canada just comfortable to sit in possession with the ball. Ledgerwood. Ricketts. Laren in the middle, but has the ball taken away from him. But now Ricketts again in possession with Piet. Ledgerwood. Very patient, as always, for Canada. Confident switching the ball until they find an opening, or make an opening, rather, as Tybert goes in towards Akindele. Piet. Ricketts. Turns on some space. Nothing given as he goes to the ground. And James heads back to Borjan. James did an interview with local television yesterday. He has family here as his grandparents, his uncle, and he told the reporter that his family will be here, the locals, but they'll likely be cheering against him. He moved to Canada when he was 9 years old. As the ball goes long to Akindele near the left corner with a turn. Now crossed ball in, just past everybody. And out for a goal kick. Great ball by Akindele. Laren just couldn't get there to get ahead to it. Had he done that, odds are it would have been two. Glenlyn Prince came out, but he just missed everything. Laren wanted a corner kick, but not given this time. Akindele with a nice tackle and a nice turn. He has space now. Into the middle to Tybert. Tries to go back to Akindele, but it's taken away. Brielle Thomas now in possession. And he goes long. Ledgerwood first to it, though, but sort of shunted off the ball. And Sidney Lockhart now, on the official rosters we've been given, Julian Wade is listed as number 9 for Dominica, but there's a number 7 on the field. And that may or may not be him. There is some confusion here in the rosters we've been given, as there's no number 7, and there are 2 number 9s. So there's obviously a bit of an error in the numbers. De Guzman partially clears the corner kick. And now finally James gets it all the way out. Canada leading 1-0. Kyle Laren the goal. A little bit of miscommunication at the back there between Ledgerwood and Borjan, but Borjan finally comes out to claim. Told we're in the 15th minute of play here. Ledgerwood, de Guzman wearing the captain's armband. James. Straith. Ouimet. Up to Akindele on the turn. In space, Akindele on the left-hand side. Ups to go one-on-one, cross ball into the middle. To the back post. Almost Ricketts. And that would have won. That one would have been one for the highlight reel as Ricketts tried some razzle-dazzle there, but he puts it wide and out for a goal kick. Now back come Dominica. And quickly taken away. Some good pressure from Ouimet and Tybert working together to win the ball. It looks like the throw-in's given to Canada after a bit of hesitation from the officials. If you ever hear any interviews with Benito Floro, one of the most important things he talks about is the pressing, working as a team to organize on when to put pressure on the ball, when to drop back and organize. Worked well there and worked well enough there as Canada won the throw-in. Straith. Plenty of room there at the back. To Ouimet on the left-hand side. The defender in room has plenty of space. Crossed in the middle. Akindele tries to get around one. Does win the ball. Ouimet. Tybert. Back to Ouimet. The two working well together. Akindele slides it through. Nice run from Tybert. Left-footed cross. High ball. Ricketts heads back into the middle. Still not out. Laren trying to get to it. And finally cleared for a throw-in. Tybert now. Crossed in. Flicked onto the back post. Ricketts! Blocked. Corner kick to Canada. Tybert will look to take this one. Under Floro, Canada has shown, I've mentioned this a few times if you watch the Guatemala game, a ability to score off the set pieces. Let's see what they can come up with here. Tybert goes short. Ledgerwood. Cross ball in and cleared away. Only as far as Ricketts though. Ouimet. And he goes all the way back to Adam Straith. Straith with a long ball over the top and out for a goal kick. Straith out of Victoria, British Columbia. Made his debut in 2010 in a game against Argentina at the Estadio Monumental in front of, I think it was 60,000 fans. Quite a way to make your debut, a memorable one. Prince. And out for a Canadian throw-in. Or Dominica throw-in, rather. That's Jocelyn Prince on the left-hand side. Knocks it to Wade. Tybert was a good bit of strength to get the ball off. And Wade and Tybert exchange a few words as Wade was a little bit too forceful on the tackle, went in a bit late. Tybert didn't appreciate it, but it looks like they've made their peace. And off we go once again. Akindele on the left side. Onto his right foot. Low ball in, blocked. Akindele, good hustle, good to win it back. Knocks it back to Straith. Crowd's filled in quite nicely here. A couple thousand are expected at the Windsor Park Cricket Oval. Tybert goes long. Just too long for Akindele. Canada will do a bit of recovery tomorrow before braving that stomach-twisting road to the airport and then flying into Toronto tomorrow night. Walsh, Akindele takes the ball off. Is Dominica finding a bit of form here, stringing a few passes together. Nothing really to trouble the Canadian back line. As Walsh with the throw in. Into the area, Bertrand. Back to Bertrand, now just outside the penalty area. 2 marking him, gets around 1. Lays it off to the outside. Elizy, crossed in, claimed by Borjan. It's probably Dominica's best spell in possession. They did cause a few problems, got away from some Canadian defenders. Fed a teasing cross in. We met. De Guzman, Straith, and he'll start the switch to James. James goes across. Akindele brings it down, still in possession, gets around 1. Now he's double teamed, but lays it back to Piet. To Ouimet. Piet. James. Ledgerwood. To Ricketts. Taken away with a sliding tackle. Back comes Dominica, but Borjan's there. Chance to use the feet. Ouimet. Up towards Akindele. De Guzman. Gets knocked down. Play continues. James tries to go over the top, but it's intercepted. And cleared, and up the left-hand side. Lockhart, the good run, but gives the ball away. James getting the start tonight in the center of the defense, as David Edgar is rested, not dressed this evening. Ricketts feeds a cross in, but he goes out for a throw. Nothing to worry about with Edgar. It's just he's just being rested as a precaution. Of course, Canada without Atiba Hutchinson, who's gone back to Toronto, was nursing a bit of an injury, and it's a precautionary measure to rest him for these 2 games. Hutchinson, of course, with Besiktas in Turkey, one of the big clubs in that part of the world. Dominica now with Walsh taking the throw in. They are maintaining a bit of this possession, keeping Canada to the outside and getting a bit further forward themselves. Nice bit of skill from Bertrand to Walsh. And now they swing it around the back line. Prince tries to go long. It's intercepted by Ledgerwood. De Guzman to Ouimet. Akindele. Here's Ouimet. Gets it back in towards Akindele. De Guzman, more patient build-up from Canada here. but Dominica happy to just sit back with every man behind the ball, and it's up to Canada now to break them down. Ledgerwood on the right. He crosses in. Partially handled by Dominica. De Guzman gets it back in. De Guzman with the ball, a bit too hard on the touch. But Canada still in possession. There's Ricketts now on the right-hand side. Chance to use that speed once again. Ricketts with 8 goals for Canada. He goes back. Ledgerwood, acres of space. Knocks the ball in low, but cleared for a Canadian throw-in. There's Tybert on the right-hand side going one-on-one with the defender. Gets it onto his left foot. Finds some space. Crossed in. Punched away by Prince as Canada comes knocking once again. We met now. Tons of room. Goes to De Guzman. De Guzman now. He launches in across, and Prince there to claim as Ricketts was fast approaching. About 15 minutes, about 20 minutes rather, left in the first half. Some good noise from the home crowd as Laren gets the ball. Tybert calling for it in the middle. Little under hit, but Tybert gets it. Goes out wide. Akindele now looks like he's switched over to the right-hand side. Onto the right wing, gets around the defender. Akindele in space, crossed in, cleared away. Ricketts again on the end of it. Looks like Ricketts has moved up top. Akindele's moved to the right wing. And Laren's over on the left side from the looks of things. It's a Canadian throw as Ouimet comes over. Winner of this tie, these two games, goes into the hat in July. A draw in Russia takes place. And that would lead to another home and away series in September. And then the winner of those knockout games get into the semifinal round of qualifying, and that is a round-robin group of 4 type tournament that we all know. Good bit of skill, gets away from 1, gets away from 2. Dominica on the march now. Jocelyn Prince puts the ball over. Bertrand can't quite find the last touch, and Borjan quickly distributes. De Guzman doesn't get the best of touches and has to slow things down. It looked like he was going to try to counter, but now De Guzman. Kudos on this crowd in full voice as Dominica marched forward there. Dominica recently hosted the Australian cricket team for a few games, and I'm told that was also very well attended. Cricket, of course, massive on the island. Saw a few kids playing that today. Saw others playing netball, very active sporting community here. Tybert, can he find some space? Gets it onto his right foot into the middle, but Prince there claims once again. Prince doing well to handle the crosses as they're right in his wheelhouse to come out and claim. Ledgerwood goes back to Borjan, and once again Canada resets. Everyone seems to be seeing a lot of the ball here. Everyone's getting a touch now. Ricketts actually now on the left side of that midfield 4. Akindele on the right. Laren still sits up top. Good turn from Akindele, and he's in plenty of room on the right side. Has time to pick up his ball, crossed in, and eased out for a corner kick by Malcolm Joseph. Great little turn from Akindele, FC Dallas player. I asked him when he arrived what Kyle Becker, his club teammate, told him to prepare for, and he said it's going to be intense. Benito's a very intense coach, and Akindele said Becker was bang on in his prediction. Tybert, left-footed corner, headed on to Guzman, and Prince once again there to snatch the ball out of the air. Canada not foreign to cricket pitches. They beat St. Lucia 7-0 a number of years ago in St. Lucia. And then in 2012, they beat Trinidad and Tobago at a cricket pitch in Florida. All sorts in the CONCACAF region. Now Akindele back on the left-hand side as Canada continues to switch up their wingers. Ouimet on the left in space. Ouimet towards goal, cuts it back. Akindele tries to get around one, but it's knocked away and cleared for a Canadian throw-in. Lots of the ball now by Canada. Not getting that decisive ball in, but no real panic up a goal. Another one would be nice naturally for Canada. Dominica doing well to defend and keep Canada to crossing the ball in, sitting numbers behind the ball. Ouimet runs at the defender and finds Akindele in space on the left. Akindele just keeps it in. Knocks it back to Guzman. Cross to the far post. Laren's on the end of it, gets a touch. Wins it back. And finally some good defending leads to a clearance. The Dominica player has remained down. Canada playing on. Piet crossed in. And ends up on the boat of Toe St. Ricketts. On the boot, rather, and he puts it wide. A little bit of confusion with the defender lying right around the penalty spot. Wouldn't be very good form to knock the ball right at him, or run over him, rather. So a bit tricky playing in that cross, but Ricketts gets the shot away just wide. If you're in Edmonton at the moment, at Commonwealth Stadium, Canada's women's national team should be just arriving with just under 90 minutes to go there. Best of luck to head coach John Herdman and all the staff and players as they're about to take on New Zealand in some kind of tournament. I believe it's a World Cup. I think it's a pretty big deal. So if you're in Edmonton paying attention to me, kudos, first of all. And second of all, somehow keep this stream going and make your way down to Commonwealth Stadium. You'll be thanking me later. Looks like it was Kervin Lawrence who was down injured. He's off. Still looks to be in some discomfort. Not sure if Dominica will want to use a substitute, but we continue here. Walsh into the middle. Good tackle from Piet. Laren now has a number of defenders to beat, gets around one, and puts a shot wide. Good tackle from Piet to get that all started. Deportivo La Coruña player. Saw a lot of action in the reserves this year. They definitely rate him. Would love to see him next year up in the first team, but Piet's got preseason and all that to worry about in the summer. And he's on the ball once again to Ouimet. On the left-hand side. Gets around, gets some space in towards goal, cuts it back. Prince is there to punch the ball away, as he's been Dominica's player of the game so far. Smart coming off his line to claim some crosses, but Canada still with the ball to Guzman. Gets the ball in. Ouimet gets a touch, but it's cleared away. As the crowd roars, their team forward. Glenworth Ellizzi on the ball with a nice run down the middle. He goes out wide. Jocelyn Prince crossed in, and it's too hard. And Borjan easily takes. Coming back to Samuel Piet for a second. His team's still in the promotion mix in Spain. The reserve team trying to get up to the Spanish third division. They're in a playoff at the moment. So if his team wins, Sam will be going back there first. Akindele now on the left side. Another cross in. Ricketts tries to bring it down. On the right side, he looks back. There's Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood, very good crosser of the ball with his right foot. But he goes back to Ricketts. Near the end line, Ricketts crossed in and is flagged up for a goal kick. Referee hasn't spotted it yet. Now he does. The flag went up. Play continued for a few minutes, and now the goal kick is given. Canada leading 1-0. Very early goal from Kyle Laren. So probably it looks like we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half. And now a substitution for Dominica. Jocelyn Prince is the man coming out. Replaced by Randolph Peltier, number 9. Now he is the legitimate number 9, as I have 2 on the roster, but I've discovered that Julian Wade is number 7. Peltier scored the 3rd goal as Dominica beat the British Virgin Islands 3-2 in the first leg of their series back in March. The second leg was a 0-0 draw. Peltier's goal coming in the 82nd minute. Malcolm Joseph and Glenworth Ellisy were the other goal scorers. As head coach Shane Marshall looks to add to a bit more to the attack. Now it's Sidney Lockhart who's down for Dominica, getting some treatment. Canada takes this moment to get a drink. It's not too hot here, right near the Caribbean Sea. It's cooled off nicely. In the middle of the day, naturally, it's very hot, but gentle breeze, nice, relatively cool evening. And I've seen the kind of rain that Toronto's been having. It's going to be a bit of a change as play resumes. Piet heading towards Ledgerwood. He gets the ball and Canada resets. Straith. Ouimet. Akindele. Ouimet. Nice run from Ouimet. Gets the ball to Laren on the left-hand side, going one-on-one with the defender. He tries to go inside. Nice tackle, gets it away off the boot of Akindele. But de Guzman gives it back to Laren. He gets some space. Ball into the middle, and that one can't find Akindele either. Dominica doing very well getting back in numbers. Canada's going to have to figure out how to move a little quicker to beat that, to get around their players. Ledgerwood. I would be remiss in saying if I didn't say that tickets are still available for the game at BMO Field on June 16th. Visit Ticketmaster.ca as Ricketts crossed into the middle. And once again, Prince nicely off his line, claiming that high looping cross. De Guzman. Straith. Ouimet. A lot of these Dominican players are domestics, whether they play on semi-pro or fully professional clubs or no clubs whatsoever, as their roster attested. So we'll see how things progress later in the game. Crossed in, claimed once again by Prince. So we'll see how things happen in the last 15, 20 minutes and then the second half. If Canada's superior fitness, as all of them are in pro environments, may see them with a bit more space against a fatiguing Dominican side. James. James, as I mentioned earlier, from Dominica, moved to Canada when he was 9. Told me last time he was back here was about 4 years ago. Still has plenty of family on the island. Wade. Knocked back to Lawrence. Goes long over the top. And Ouimet's there and knocks it back to Borjan. Still quite comfortable for Canada. Straith. Piet. Tybert. First half coming to an end here. Canada would love to turn a lot of this possession into a second goal, but Dominica doing well. Sitting numbers behind the ball and just inviting Canada to find some creativity, which so far hasn't been able to do apart from the first goal. Kyle Laren scoring early. There's Laren on the ball now. So, doesn't get a good first touch and then called for a foul. Canada, of course, looking very organized as well when they need to get back in numbers. But there, Piet called for a free kick, or called for a foul, rather. Probably in the best position for Dominica this first half. So Canada's going to have to be sharp here. And then comes the free kick, played low. The top of the box, shot high and wide. Pelche with the shot. He had a man on him, but he was a bit late getting to him, and he gets that shot away. It was a rushed effort. But Dominica's best chance of the game so far. James to Ledgerwood. Goes long, and that's not going to find anybody. And all the way to Prince. Glenson Prince plays in Trinidad and Tobago for San Juan Jablota. Probably butchering that pronunciation, but plays in Trinidad. One of the few players who plays abroad. Julian Wade is another one. He plays for the wonderfully named Slingers FC of Guyana, and that's Slingers with a Z. As Dominica now comes forward once again. Elizy in space. De Guzman gets back well, and a fine tackle from the captain to alleviate that pressure. Akindele now. De Guzman. Straith. Ricketts goes one-on-one in the air. Loses the battle. But Canada back in possession. Tybert. Piet. Straith under pressure. Gets it out towards Ouimet. Now Ouimet has time and space. De Guzman now. Akindele. Tries to go over the top, headed clear. Now the ball played back in, but the flag is up for offside. Canada not causing as much trouble as they have in the opening. As Dominica comes again forward. But Ouimet shuts down that attack well. Straith. Back in Dele. Canada could probably do this all day where they find each other back and forth across the field. But they want to find that second goal as Ricketts plays it on. So it was Laren to Ricketts, but it was intercepted. There's a ball in the air, won by Straithwell. And he finds de Guzman. Minimum of 1 minute will be added to the first half as Ouimet comes up the left-hand side, knocks it back to Guzman. De Guzman goes back to Ouimet, and Ouimet in acres of space on the left. Gets a ball into the middle, Tybert. De Guzman back to Tybert. Tybert goes cross goal, just past Laren for a goal kick. Excellent creativity. Tybert had a few options. He opted to go for the low cross, hard low cross. Laren tried to get to it, but just beyond his reach. Very quick strike attack from Canada. Almost with all the possession, all the passing, lulling Dominica into a false sense of security before quickly moving as this first half comes to an end. Ledgerwood with a good interception before, well, running over a Dominica player who got in his way. Final few kicks here of the first half. And that's the final kick of the first half. Kyle Laren the goal early. Canada leads 1-0 here at Windsor Park. I will be back with you in 15 minutes for the start of the second half.